The Times Union Center in Albany, New York is our site. I'm Jake Herman, and welcome to live sim sports coverage of the first round of the college basketball tournament. Today's teams, Rutgers and Virginia, getting our day kicked off over here on Channel 2. I know that there's a game underway right now on Channel 1. We hope you go back and forth, get your split screen going, do whatever you got to do, get comfortable. We've got a great day of basketball planned for you as Virginia gets the scoring going here. That's Mamadi Diakite with the putback as we get our camera all fixed up. Virginia out of the ACC, 23-7. Perhaps the hottest team in the country coming into this tournament, having won 8 in a row as Rutgers answers. Akwasi Yeboah puts it down, and we're tied 2-2. The Scarlet Knights making their first tournament appearance out of the Big Ten, 20-11 their record in all, 11-9 in that tough conference. Three-pointer on the way and off the mark from Clark. Rebound Braxton Key, his putback attempt won't go either. Rutgers will clear. Shaq Carter gets the rebound. Mathis now. Montez Mathis dishes to Geo Baker. Baker comes to a stop. Carter kicks it out to Yeboah. Just 5 to shoot here for the Scarlet Knights. Yeboah puts it up mid-range, no good. Key gets the rebound for Virginia, a Virginia team that has always prided themselves on defense as the three-pointer is no good. Rebound for Huff, and he'll put it in. Jay Huff gets Virginia the lead. Tony Bennett's team allowed the fewest points per game in the country, just 52 points a game. That's what the Cavaliers allowed, one of the stingiest defenses in the country. You see them play in that zone, pack line defense as Geo Baker knifes his way into the paint for 2. Interesting story to watch, that Rutgers offense against the UVA defense. But Rutgers, they boast a solid defense of their own. 17th in defensive efficiency are the Scarlet Knights, and they show it there, forcing that tough shot, and Geo Baker pulls down the board. Could be in for a defensive struggle today. Baker stripped on the way up by Clark, and Kia Clark goes the other way. Clark pulls it out, looking for some space in traffic, and he turns it over. Geo Baker comes up with a loose change and gives it over to Mathis. Baker cutting into the paint, has it blocked, put back, blocked again. Shaq Carter tried to go up with it and was blocked by Diakite. Well, Dent inside, pushing the pace, now kicking it out to Clark. Kie Clark down low for Diakite. The two that linked up for a key basket in that national championship win for Virginia last season. And it hasn't been easy all the way for Virginia en route to what they hope is their title defense. But they are coming on strong down the stretch. No one wants to face the Who's right now. Rutgers now looking to get some offense going. Baker blocked by Diakite. 2 blocks already down low for Mamadi, who is the scoring leader for Virginia. A Virginia team that started the season ranked 11th, climbed all the way up to the 5th spot in December, but fell out of the rankings for much of January. They finish at ranked number 16. Mathis has to force one up, and it's no good. Rebound Braxton Key. Defenses are settling in now after allowing some early buckets. There's a transition slam, though, for Braxton Key. And the Cavaliers regain the lead. Rutgers, for Coach Steve Peichel, took a big step forward this year, and a lot of that had to do with the guy with the ball, Geo Baker. Really a leader. He kicks to Yeboah. His three-pointer is good, and Rutgers has their first lead. Akwasi Yeboah from the United Kingdom originally knocks that one down. And it's a 7-6 score. Key working on Yeboah. Goes inside. Can't score over Harper Jr. Ron Harper Jr. pulls down the rebound. Rutgers choosing to take their time here. Some teams try to go quickly in transition against Virginia to not let them set up that zone. but not Rutgers. They're sticking with their game plan. Baker's three is good, and right now the game plan is working. It's a 10-6 lead for the Scarlet Knights. When you're playing a team like Virginia that's going to sit in the zone, you got to hit your outside shots, and if Rutgers can get those to go down consistently, they may have some offensive success today. It's Huff now. Nearly switched onto by Baker, but he's now guarded by Mathis. Backs him down, now kicks it to Key. His three-point attempt is up and good. Braxton Key knocks one down. The transfer from Alabama, originally from Oak Hill Academy. Storied basketball program there. He makes that one, and it's 10-9. Bit of a higher scoring start than I would have expected to this one. As Akwasi Yeboah dribbles up high. Key comes up and challenges. Looks like Virginia helping out now in a bit of a man. Yeboah puts one up from the free throw line. No good. Rebound Huff. Virginia, a team that is not as strong on the glass as we're accustomed to them being, but they work the transition offense there. Diakite puts them ahead. Not particularly strong rebounding group is Virginia. They rely, though, on forcing those outside shots, getting you to go one and done as Carter puts one up and in. Rutgers off to a good start offensively. 12-11, they lead. Kihei Clark down low. Diakite getting a lot of space, and he finishes. Ron Harper Jr. a little late on the closeout. A little bit of a mismatch right there between the 6'6" Harper Jr. and the 6'9" Diakite, and maybe Steve Peichel wants to get those subs in the game, make that adjustment. Exciting start, 13-12 Virginia in this first game of the afternoon from Albany. We'll be right back. Welcome back. As we're just getting underway, first game of the afternoon in Albany. Cincinnati and Butler underway on the other channel of this live sim sports. We don't have buzzer beater this time around. If you watched our last tournament sim, we had 4 channels going at once and a buzzer beater channel to switch through all 4. This time, simplifying the approach a little bit, just 2 channels, as Rutgers has to hoist a deep 3. Great defense by Virginia on that trip down the floor. Kihei Clark brings it up now. Passes it over to Statman, whose shot is no good. So this time just 2 channels, easy for you to flip back and forth, see which game is coming down the stretch, which one you like. And the commentators, I think there will be 6 of us in total, will be scattered around a variety of games here in round 1. McConnell's shot is no good. Caleb McConnell, the sophomore from Jacksonville, can't get that one to go. Key goes up and gets fouled by McConnell, and he will head to the line. Virginia, 71% free throw shooting as a team this season. Key, though, just 59% from the line, and he stays true to that form, getting 1 of 2. Harper Jr. brings it up. We mentioned Virginia, not the stronger rebounding team of the 2 this season, but they have done a better job on the glass thus far. That zone defense forcing some outside shots. Miles Johnson takes a 3 and nails it, stretching his range. The center, 6'10", hits the tray, and Rutgers off to a hot shooting start here against Virginia. Morsell now. Casey Morsell gives it to Key. Key working against McConnell. Passes out to Statman. It's Huff all the way outside. He doesn't have that kind of range. Just 2 to shoot. Dishes to Morsell. He puts it up and misses. But another offensive rebound. And Morsell misses again. So Virginia continues to go after it on the glass. More than they usually do. But they can't convert. Mulcahy dishes to Jacob Young and gets it back now. Mulcahy. Paul Mulcahy, the freshman, gives it to Miles Johnson, who just hit a 3 on the last trip down the floor. McConnell gets a high screen, looks for his options, and loses it in traffic. Statman runs the floor in transition. Here's Key, and he puts it up and in. Braxton Key has had no reservations about running the floor, using his experience. One of the few key returners on this Virginia team that won it all last season. They lead it by 1 right now as Mulcahy probes into the paint. He puts one up and gets rejected. Emphatic block by Huff. Key will once again lead the fast break. Morcell thought about the 3, but dribbles in now, trying to get a better look. Working in on Johnson, kicks it out to Key. Key to his right hand, kicks it out Diakite. He thought about it, and now just 5 to shoot for Morcell. He'll take a 3 and bury it. The screen caused a little bit of hesitation up high on the part of Miles Johnson, and Morcell took advantage. Virginia by 4. The Cavs have their largest lead, and Mulcahy looks to create a little bit of space now. He's guarded by Statman up high. Gets a screen from Johnson, goes into traffic, and can't finish over Huff. Great interior defense by Jay Huff, the 7-footer. Opposite corner for Morcell. His drive and a finish. Virginia is on a run here. They were down 10-6, and they now lead it 21-15. It's a 15-5 push. Jacob Young now looking for a 2-for-1. Has McConnell coming off a screen. Miles Johnson trying to jostle for position with Huff, but Mulcahy has it up high. Virginia in a man-to-man now. Mulcahy puts it up, and it's no good. Little wrinkle thrown in the game plan by Tony Bennett. They start in a zone, now they're man-to-man, and Rutgers is flustered after they're hitting some early shots. Morcell now trying to get the last shot before the TV timeout. Goes down low to Diakite. His left-hander is no good. And that'll take us to our timeout here. End of the first quarter. It is Virginia on top of Rutgers, 21-15. The winner of this game faces the winner of Villanova and Northern Kentucky. That game later on. We're just getting going here on Channel 2. Rutgers UVA, 21-15. 10 minutes in, 10 minutes left in the first half here in this 10 versus 7 matchup as the Scarlet Knights look to dethrone the defending champions in UVA. But right now, UVA in the middle of an extended run here. 16-5 is the run. Key picks up a loose ball foul that time on Harper, who hits the deck. Look there at Coach Tony Bennett. Younger looking version of Tony Bennett, I will say, but they got the suit intact. Jacob Young takes it up high, averaging 8.5 points a game. Yet to get his name on the score sheet in this one for Rutgers. McConnell with just 1 to shoot has to put it up over Key, and it's short. Virginia defense has found a foothold. It's Casey Morcell. He pulls up from 2 and hits it. A long 2 is good for Morcell, and that's been the key. Virginia has been making Rutgers go one and done each trip down the floor. They've created some offensive rebounds for themselves. Coming into this one, on paper, Virginia, not a great rebounding team, but they have taken it to Rutgers on the glass thus far in this one. Mulcahy, he'll try a 3 and miss it. Paul Mulcahy has no problem shooting that one. He's a good 3-point shooter, but that one does not go. Rutgers has gone cold. Diakite picks up a loose ball down low, working against Harper. This matchup has gone Diakite's way to this point. He'll back it out now and look for options. Morcell cutting inside. Now Morcell gets it and finishes. Nice patience by Diakite. Getting it to Casey Morcell, who has been an absolute spark plug early on in this one for Virginia. Averaging just 9 points a game, or just 4 points a game, and he's got 9 to this point. Breakout performance thus far. The Who's crowd getting into it now. Mulcahy works off a high screen from Miles Johnson. He'll pull up for 2 and hit. Paul Mulcahy breaks a personal cold streak and gets himself on the board. Rutgers made 5 of their first 11, and they've made 2 of their last 10, making them 7 for 21 on the night. Diakite no good on the inside. Rutgers now a chance to draw a little bit closer. Trying to stem the tide of this early Virginia push. McConnell working on Key. Has to kick it out to Mulcahy. Not a lot of good penetration by Rutgers early on in this one, especially with Geo Baker out of the game. Mulcahy's three is off the mark. Cold start for Paul Mulcahy, who's a 33% three-point shooter. He's missed his first couple in this one, and Braxton Key will go to the line. He draws a foul on Jacob Young. Key, a senior, started his career at Alabama. Under Avery Johnson, transferred to play here at UVA, won a national championship. Great teammate, big glue guy for Virginia. Makes 1 of 2 from the line, making him 2 for 4 on the game. Yeboah back into the game now, gives it to Jacob Young. Geo Baker back on the floor as well now for Rutgers. He'll take a three and just doesn't get it to go down. Baker averaging 10 points, 3.5 assists a game. Who's going to chip in on the glass for Rutgers? They've been getting housed on the boards by a team that isn't known for their rebounding. Yeboah creates a turnover here, gets a steal. He'll take Braxton Key to the rack, but miss it. Rutgers struggling after a hot start. Pull up 2, no good that time for Woldentensai, I believe it is. That's a tough name. As Young pulls it out. And Montez Mathis handles. Baker, a 3, no good. So Rutgers hit their first couple of outside shots, and since then have gone pretty cold. Key, mid-range, no. Rebound Yeboah. Maybe now we're starting to get a little bit of that rock fight, slow, low-scoring feel we predicted in this one, with 2 of the top defenses in the country going at it. Virginia best in the land at total defense, best in the land at defensive efficiency. As Carter draws a foul on Woldentensai. Rutgers will inbound from the side. It's a Rutgers team that knows how to score points. They've put them up in bunches at times this year. They go cold at times too. They're a team that beat Seton Hall, beat Maryland, so quality wins on the resume. But right there, they once again show their offensive struggles. Baker a little cold to start things off. Key kicks it out, Diakite. 12 to shoot. Woldentensai around a screen, puts it up, rattles out, but Diakite an offensive rebound. Virginia just taking it to him on the glass. I think that's made the difference so far. Woldentensai working one-on-one on Mathis, puts it up, he is blocked. It's a shot clock violation, and Rutgers really using their defense to stick around in this one. They've got just 17 points, nearly 15 minutes in. Rutgers has laid some eggs offensively this season, put up just 51 points against Illinois, 52 against Michigan, on pace for something around there in this one. Maybe even less than that. Mathis takes a 3 and misses it off the heel. Yeboah gets the rebound and puts it in and 1. And Braxton Key has 2 fouls now in the first half. We'll see what Tony Bennett does with him. Flip side of the script I'm telling right now about Rutgers' offensive struggles is that this is a team that's never out of it. As showed by their game against Penn State on February 26th. They lost by 1 in that game as UVA calls timeout. They lost by 1 in that game, but they trailed by about more than 20 points at one point. I believe they were down by 23 in the first half, and they came back and gave Penn State a late scare. 26-20 Virginia, the score in the early going here. We'll be right back on Live Sim Sports. Action resuming here, 5 minutes to go, first half between Rutgers and UVA. It's been the Cavaliers in front for most of this one. Kihei Clark dishes down low to Statman. His shot's no good, but Rutgers defense has improved in the last few minutes here, and that's allowed them to claw closer. They trail by as many as 9. Baker works off of a screen, pulls up from the mid-range. No. Offensive rebound, though, and now Rutgers is starting to come alive a little bit on the glass as Carter will go to the line. The freshman Shaq Carter knocks down the first. Rutgers not a good free throw shooting team, just 64%. Puts him near the bottom of all teams in the country, but they get both right there and make it 26-22. Virginia still has the edge in rebounding. Rutgers the better rebounding team of the two coming in. This is the team that's 25th in the nation in total rebounding, Rutgers is, compared to Virginia, who ranks in the bottom third of all teams, as Clark draws a foul on Young, second foul on Jacob Young. So Virginia coming in, bottom tier rebounding team. Rutgers coming in, top 25 rebounding team. And it's been Virginia with a substantial edge on the glass to start this one off. We'll see how that evolves going forward in what could be a tight affair as Clark hits both from the line and puts UVA ahead by 6. It's been Virginia that's forced the issue a little bit more offensively, gotten to the line for 3 more trips. Baker works against Will Denton Sy, and his shot just won't go. Boy, if you're not going to hit those kinds of shots, it can be tough to beat this Virginia defense as they run out in transition, and Clark scores. Virginia playing a lot faster than they normally do, and it's working for them. 30-22. Cavs in front. Mathis loses it. Stolen by Statman. He pushes up ahead to Clark. Clark, nice move off the dribble. Doesn't get it to go. Carter gets the rebound. Mathis working on Key now. Braxton Key still playing with those 2 fouls. Tony Bennett rolling the dice with his senior glue guy. It's Carter. Size mismatch on Clark, and he'll score. Steve Pikiell's team starting to figure things out a little bit offensively, dissecting that Virginia defense. The story of the game has been Virginia playing well on the glass, playing well in transition. They lead it by 6. Clark goes up. No good. Contested that time by Shaq Carter. Clark off to a cold start on offense, but he's held his own defensively. Geo Baker hasn't done too much against him. Right now he's matched up, though, with Jacob Young. Young kicks to Baker, who's already nearing the end of the shot clock. Baker trying to create space. Goes up against Key. Pump fakes. Now goes up and misses. Carter the rebound. Put back. No good. So Rutgers starting to crash the glass a little bit more. Credit Shaq Carter, who has made an impact rebounding already. A couple of offensive rebounds since being reinserted by Coach Pikiell. But nothing to show for it there. Clark off a screen. He takes a 3 and hits it. Kihei Clark takes what's actually ruled a long 2. He had a foot on the line. And UVA leads it by 8. Coach Pikiell calls timeout, so Rutgers nearly cut it to 4. And instead, UVA stretches it back to 8 the other way. Last 2 minutes of the first half coming your way in a moment. We return to the action here in Albany between Virginia and Rutgers. Our next game in Albany is Villanova and Northern Kentucky. Although, as you'll see throughout the day, the announcers will kind of shuffle around. I'm Jake Herman with you for this game and several others throughout the day as Johnson misses a 3 for Rutgers. Rutgers narrowing that gap a little bit in terms of rebounds, but still a shocking result that Virginia has more rebounds. It's Clark working on Baker. Couple of number 0s matched up. Casey Morsell, who's got 9 points off the bench, dishes it in for Diakite. Diakite backs down Baker and scores. That's a man's jam inside. Mamadi Diakite taking no prisoners. It's Virginia by 10. Mulcahy re-enters for Rutgers after going cold his first time on the floor. Baker. Yeboah calling for it, but Baker dribbles into a trap in the corner. Yeboah now gets it with 3 to shoot. Matched up on Diakite. He'll hoist up a tray and miss it. Poor possession that time for Rutgers once again. Virginia showing why they're that #1 defense in the land. Morsell working on Ron Harper Jr., who's been quiet for Rutgers, speaking of him. Morsell. Bounce passes out to Clark. High screen from Diakite. Kihei Clark looking to make something happen. Dishes down low, Diakite. Turnaround J is no good. Doesn't count anyway. He didn't get it off. Couple of good defensive teams. When you pair that with the NBA-style 24-second shot clock, as is unavoidable here in 2K, you're going to get some defense, and that's what we've had here today. Ron Harper Jr., 12 points a game for Rutgers. Hasn't had much to show for himself thus far. Has not been very involved. And credit Diakite for really locking him down. Baker is fouled, and a good foul at that by Huff. But Virginia over the limit. And Rutgers will get free throws here for Geo Baker. Baker, the best free throw shooter on the Rutgers roster at 77%. Only Yeboah is better at 78%. The second best free throw shooter, knocks them both down. Tony Bennett's team, Virginia leading by 8. 27 seconds to go first half. Diakite working on Harper, puts it up, no good. Miles Johnson cleans up the board. Last possession of the half potentially here. Geo Baker will pull it out and take some time. So UVA holding an 8-point edge. Mulcahy moves off a screen. It's Baker now putting up a 3 at the buzzer. No good. And we'll go to the half with that 8-point margin I just mentioned. Virginia Rutgers settling in to a defensive battle. Just 60 total points at the break. Virginia on top. Second half coming your way next. Braxton Key has made a big impact for Virginia in the first half. Perhaps none bigger than his play in transition. He's done a nice job running the floor. Does have 2 fouls, though. Tony Bennett left him in, trusting his senior for the last 5 minutes of that first half, and he still only has 2 fouls. Played very smart. Baker dribbles into 3 guys and is tied up by Huff. Mentioned in the open that there might not be a team that comes into this tournament with more momentum than does Virginia. Really tore through the second half of their ACC schedule, including pulling upset win over Duke. 3-pointer is good for Harper. Gets himself on the board. 5-point game here with 9:30 to go. Key working up high with Diakite. Has Harper switched onto him, blows by, gets to the rim, misses, but follows it up with a board. Tries to get it to Huff, now does get it to Huff, with 8 to shoot. Another offensive rebound keeps things alive for Virginia. That's been a story of this one. Huff working on Carter, and he'll draw the foul. Josh Huff will head to the line. Jay Huff, not Josh Huff as I just called him, is a 54% free throw shooter. But he converts both right there to put the 7 seed up by 7. 1 minute gone here in the second half. Montez Mathis handles the ball up high. Rutgers tries to get Geo Baker going off the ball. Baker sets a screen for Yeboah. Now Baker gets it up high. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Baker uses a screen. Dribbles to the free throw line, but misses. Misses on the pull-up. Cavs looking to stretch it out. Well, Denton Sy, a 3. He gets it. Nice assist. Braxton Key once again pushing the pace in transition. Virginia has their largest lead of the afternoon. 10-point game after Rutgers cut it to 5. And a steal by Key. He'll look to start the break yet again. Key pushes it up to Kihei Clark. Clark up and under, no good. Virginia could have gone up 12, but instead it stays at 10. Montez Mathis to the rack. Gets fouled by Diakite. Just the first one on Diakite. Good news for Virginia. And Mathis will shoot 2. Seems as if every time Rutgers gets within arm's length, Virginia shoves them away with a little run. The margin is 9 points with 18 minutes to play. In a game that's looking like it could be first to 60 or 65. Diakite to Clark. Clark working on Baker. Stolen by Baker. Good defense by Rutgers' guard. Montez Mathis now. Working on Key. Key, a solid defender. This time it's poked away by Diakite. Virginia forces another turnover. Suffocating defense by the Hoos. It's Clark dribbling it out as Baker follows in pursuit. Key gets it now. Trying to back down his man. Kicks it to Diakite, who kicks it to Clark. His three-pointer, no good. Rebound Yeboah. Not been a great night offensively for Kihei Clark. That one's stolen by Denton Sy, and look out! Denton Sy will just lay it in. Thought he was going to go for a little dunk there, but Denton Sy, only 6'5", from Bologna, Italy. Went to high school in Florida. He gives Virginia their new largest lead. It's 41-30. Akwasi Yeboah has not done too much for Rutgers in this one. He looks to get something done here with 3 to shoot. Has to pull up from the mid-range, and he misses. Rebound Carter. His second attempt is blocked. Harper gets it and puts it in, so Ron Harper Jr. coming out of the locker room with a bit more fire than he had in the first half. He's been the guy for Rutgers here in the second half. Really been Harper, Carter, and Baker that have been making things happen for the guys in red. Clark goes up on Carter, but misses. Carter gets the rebound. Every time Virginia pushes it to double digits, Rutgers has an answer. They missed that time. Jay Huff gets the board. Kihei Clark working against Baker once again. Baker, a guy that can really take the game over if it gets close late. That pass intercepted by Mathis. Don't want to let Geo Baker get hot at all. As Key pushes it up in transition, Denton Sy will score. Sloppy pass by Rutgers right into the hands of Key. And immediately the Cavaliers convert. Rutgers not playing the type of clean performance that's necessary to beat a defense like Virginia. They're just making it a bit too easy for them at times. They trail by 11, even though they've sort of righted the ship on the rebounding front after that disastrous start. Baker draws a foul on Clark. Rutgers trying to force the issue. Baker will head to the line. Geo Baker from Derry, New Hampshire. Went to high school at the Proctor Academy. Part of a Rutgers team that made some serious noise this year in the Big Ten, finishing with a winning record in that toughest conference in basketball. 11-9 they were in the Big Ten. Mentioned wins over Maryland, Wisconsin, Illinois, Purdue, among others. Yeboah gets the steal, and they try to cut it to 7 or 6 here. Jacob Young passes to Yeboah. He works on Huff, and he's blocked by Huff. Nobody has scored on Jay Huff in quite a while here. There's that rebounding number I just alluded to, and a good foul by Baker as Clark was by him. Pretty good rendition of K.A. Clark right there by our game designers. Key will inbound it here. Braxton Key already nearing a double-double for UVA in this one. You'd think it'd be a lot of Rutgers fans here in Albany, and you see some red in the crowd, but a lot of Virginia orange as well. Clark, a three. He hits it. God, you can't leave him open for three. And Virginia has their largest lead of the game. Once again, they're slowly ballooning it out. That's what they do. They suffocate you. Virginia strengthening their grip. It's Yeboah for two. He hits it. Big time answer by Rutgers. K.A. Clark, a 37% three-point shooter. Rutgers shooting just 27% from the field in this one. It hasn't been pretty for anybody. But that's just the way Virginia likes it, as Key goes down low but doesn't get the roll. Thought that one was going to go down. Miles Johnson pulls down the rebound. Key with 9 points, 9 rebounds, nearing that double-double. 2 fouls as well, though, becoming less and less of a factor as time goes on. Jacob Young trying to make something out of this possession. Looks for a man. Now puts one up for 3, and it's in and out. Denton side will push. To the corner it goes. Casey Morcell, who's cooled off a bit after that 9-point first half. Huff. Size mismatch on Young. He gets it and one. And the third foul picked up by Jacob Young, the junior from Houston, who has had a quiet game. Jay Huff's free throw attempt is in and out. Sped up the pace on some of these free throws in this second go around here on Live Sim Sports. Yeboah goes to Johnson. Miles Johnson, who hit a 3 his first shot and hasn't really created much offense since. Now he'll set a screen for Young. Young will use it, get to the hoop, but be swatted by Diakite. Harper gets it up, it won't count. The shot clock had already expired, and a frustrating offensive afternoon continues for Rutgers as Tony Bennett's team flexes that defensive muscle here. 2:45 to play in this segment, 12:45 to play in the game. Denton side gets it to Clark. K.A. Clark has had good life in his feet here. He shoots a long 2 and misses. Rebound Miles Johnson. 12 points in 12 minutes. Not too hard to make up for most teams, but against this Virginia defense, it's a tall task. Rutgers got to start chipping away if they want to get back into this thing. Young. He's been hesitant to shoot or do much offensively in this one. Gets it down low to Miles Johnson. Johnson will fade away and rattle it in and out. Another rebound by Huff. And another empty trip for Rutgers. Denton side. Behind the back it goes to Clark. Inside 2 minutes in this segment here. Huff working up high with Key. Key speedy around the right side, and he puts it up and in on the drive. Braxton Key, 11 points now for Virginia. 14 is the lead for the Cavs. Rutgers going on 2.5 minutes without a point. Young has it poked away. Mulcahy's first to loose ball. His three-pointer is no good, and Rutgers in need of a bucket. They've missed several shots in a row. Key on the drive, and he gets fouled by Yeboah. The body language not looking so great right now for Rutgers, who has seen a game that they trailed by just 5 in minutes ago suddenly spiral out of control. It's a 14-point lead for Virginia and make it 15. Key now 3 out of 6 at the line. He's a rebound away from a double-double, and it's 51-36. The UVA defense unrelenting as they're back in a man-to-man, but a lot of help defense being played everywhere. Ever since they switched out of that zone at the timeout, it's been tough sledding for Rutgers. Here's Baker for 3, and they just can't buy one. They just can't buy one. It's Key. Will Dent inside now. Working on Baker. Chance for a 2-for-1 here if they wait a few seconds. Key. Working on Yeboah. Gets it to Clark. Clark has it poked away by Young. And a big stop by Rutgers. Rutgers now can hold about an 8-second differential. They won't. They'll go to the basket because Yeboah is open and he scores. 13-point game. Quiet quarter for Diakite from Virginia. But him and Huff have been steady defenders on the interior. Virginia holds for the last shot of the segment here with 10 to go. Little off-ball action begins now as Diakite sets a pair of screens. Well, Denton Sai is open for 3. And he buries it. Virginia. Efficient on both ends. And the defending champs are looking strong through 30 minutes. We got 10 to go. Cavs on top of the Scarlet Knights by 16. Action returns from Albany here as Clark brings the ball up the floor. Virginia can take their time now. They lead it by 16, 10 minutes to go in a game that they have slowly grabbed control of, using a couple of extended runs and a whole lot of hard-nosed defending. Rutgers has gotten basically nothing on the outside or the inside. Points have been far and few between. Well, Denton Sai puts up a 3 and misses after hitting one near the end of the previous period. Who's going to be the guy for Rutgers to step up? Harper Jr. showed a few flashes of doing so. He gets the ball here and dishes it over to Mathis. Montez Mathis down low to Miles Johnson. He'll back down Diakite. Make his move but pass it out to Harper. His three-pointer is good. And Ron Harper Jr. has found some offensive life with 8 second-half points after being blanked in the first half. Timeout UVA quickly. Jack Carter re-enters the game for Rutgers. He's been their best interior player in this one. As Clark dribbles to his right, works inside, Carter contests and forces the miss. Grabs the rebound and passes it out to Young. Geo Baker crosses over, now pulls up. Can't hit it, but the rebound's there for Harper, and he misses the putback. Ron Harper Jr. more active and involved than he was in the first half, but still unable to bring the Scarlet Knights to a more competitive spot. We'll see if they can claw their way back or whether Virginia will keep them at arm's length as Clark puts one up and misses. A couple of misses in a row for Kie Clark, who has not been efficient for UVA. Baker splits the D but finds himself rejected. Diakite says no. The Cavs have held their opponents to some crazy low scores this season. This one on pace to be another. Huff has it stolen, though, by Harper Jr., and Rutgers is still fighting and clawing here. Mathis goes up for 2 and misses in transition. Carter grabs the board. Rutgers has improved on the glass since a disastrous first half in that area. While Rutgers had their offense going, they were allowing Virginia to score second chance points. And now it's the opposite. Baker takes an ill-advised long two and misses. Cavs in the midst of a drought, but their defense has kept their lead steady. Well, Denton side, down to Huff. Has the size mismatch on Jacob Young, and that's game over. Easy money for Jay Huff. When you get in a matchup like that, there's not much you can do. 15-point game, 7:20 to go. Young hands off to Baker. Baker, tough two over Huff, doesn't get it to go. Carter are stripped on the way up after grabbing the offensive rebound. So a lot of offensive rebounds in the second half for Shaq Carter, but not a lot of offense to show for it. Meanwhile, Braxton Key waltzes into the lane and scores. Virginia leads by 17. Key is plus 17. Shows his importance to the Cavaliers squad. Virginia up 17. Well, Virginia really set the tone for their season in the opener when they held Syracuse to just 34 points at the Carrier Dome. They later held Maine to 26. They held Virginia Tech to 39, Clemson to 44, Miami to 44, and right now Rutgers, they just scored their 44th point as Jacob Young hits a three. UVA defense has come to play here in the Live Sim Sports Tournament. 14 points is your margin in our second game of the day, our first game of the day on Channel 2 of Live Sim Sports. Carter gets the rebound, and Rutgers will try and string something together. Baker has a knack for taking over late. He gets to the rim here. Ed jams it home. Geo Baker getting up. And Rutgers, give them credit, they have not stopped fighting. They've definitely increased their hustle and effort here as of late, but it hasn't necessarily shown on the scoreboard as Diakite stretches it right back out. The Rutgers defense has not lived up to billing in this one, considering the offense they're up against, which no slight to the UVA offense, but they are near the bottom of all teams nationwide in scoring. That's why they fell out of the rankings at one point this season. They've just struggled to score at times, and today they've found it a bit too easy. Baker fouled by Huff. He'll head to the line. Geo Baker with 14 points. Tops his season average of 11. He's looking to add on to that right now, and he's able to. Every free throw big right now for Rutgers, who's had a good night at the line despite being just a 64% shooting team. They've only missed a couple of free throws in this whole game. Problem is they haven't gotten to the line enough. They trail by 12, but they're going to need some three-point shots to go if they want to get back into this one. Or it's going to have to start on this end. Braxton Key for three. No good. Chance to cut it back to single digits if they want to. Yeboah looking for options from a low position. Now takes it from the elbow and misses, but good positioning by Harper. Gets the rebound, and we're back to a 10-point game. Ron Harper Jr. with 12 second-half points has now reached his season average after what was a really poor start for him. So Virginia has slowed down a little bit. Rutgers has found their way back here. A little run, and that's going to be out of bounds, staying here with 7 seconds to shoot. It is a 9-2 run for Rutgers after they fell behind by 17. They've now cut it to just 10, and things have gotten a little bit more interesting. Huff to Wildenton's side. Key with just 4 to shoot, looking to make something happen. Key, a three-point shot is no good. Big-time rebound by Baker that time, boxing out Diakite. Rutgers starting to do the little things right here. And then just as I say that, they turn it over. Announcers jinx that time. Wildenton's side up to Diakite, who slams it home on the reverse. Virginia back up 12. Harper Jr. with just 7 points. I'm not sure that's right. Maybe I misattributed one of his buckets. Carter on the outside. 12 points is the margin here for UVA. Mathis pulls it, and it's no good. That's been the Achilles heel for Rutgers. They have not been efficient at all from three. Shooting just around 30% from the game, from the field as a whole, even lower than that from the outside. Be curious to see that stat after the game. Huff draws the foul on Carter. And Rutgers, after cutting it to 10, could be looking at a 13 or 14-point deficit after Jay Huff shoots a pair from the line. Knocks down the first. Virginia, as they miss the second, if they win this game, they will have won 9 in a row. Heading into the next round where they face the winner of Villanova and Northern Kentucky. How about, what kind of a matchup would that be? Virginia, Villanova, a couple of recent champs, could go toe-to-toe in the second round. Not if Rutgers has something to say about it here, though. It's going to be tough for them now. 13-point game with 3:24 to play. Well, Denton Sy, a three, no good. That would have all but sealed it. Instead, Rutgers clinging on to a sliver of hope here with 3:12 to go. Can't waste possessions now. Baker moving without the ball, with nothing much doing. Rutgers has been pretty stagnant. Baker will have to hoist this one up for three, and it's in and out. Baker unable to convert that time, in a really untimely drought right now for Rutgers. Only their defense is keeping them in it. 63-50, your score. Well, Denton Sy gets it to Diakite. Baker gambled for the steal, and he lost. Diakite puts it in. 15 is the margin once again. With 2:30 to go, the defending champs not looking like they'll be beaten this afternoon. Baker pulls up for two and misses. Jay Huff pulls down the board. And the Virginia Cavaliers are starting to taste it here. Braxton Keeves got a double-double in this one. Turns it over that time, and Baker comes the other way. Goes by the defense and gets it and one. Third foul on Kihei Clark. But the Cavaliers will likely improve to 24-7. And will await the winner of Nova and Northern Kentucky. Rutgers does not convert at the line right there. First miss at the line for Baker tonight. In the corner, it's Clark for three, and he misses it. Uncharacteristic miss on the wide open three for a pretty good three-point shooter right there. Yeboah drives and scores, so maybe we're not done yet. 11-point game, and maybe my second round preview was just what Rutgers needed. We're not going to do this all tournament, are we? An announcer's jinx going everywhere. 65-54. We'll be back in a moment. Clark gets it on the inbound. Clark, Diakite, and Huff have all been brilliant today. Clark scores inside. Those three, some key returning players from that national championship team. Virginia has been the vastly more efficient side in this one. Rutgers has been hanging around, but Virginia has really controlled this one from the get-go. Baker pulls up from the elbow and hits, bringing it back to an 11-point game, so maybe Rutgers will get close enough to where they'll have to foul. 20-point night for Baker, but at what cost? 6 for 25 from the field. Not what you're looking for out of your star guard. And now it's going to take some steals for Rutgers to get back into it. We'll see how aggressive they are defensively. The Denton side in the corner, guarded by Mathis. Gets it to Clark. Key has to hoist it up. Good defense, that possession by Rutgers, and they grab the board. Yeboah has to get a shot up quickly, but it's looking improbable now. Under a minute to go here. Baker is guarded tightly out high by Key. Gets a screen. Dishes it out to the corner for Yeboah. Yeboah puts one up in the paint and misses. So the Cavaliers can slow things down and enjoy this victory. Jay Huff has it in the paint. He's going to probably dish it out. No, he goes up with it and misses. But Rutgers, a storybook season in which the Scarlet Knights made their way into the dance, is going to find an abrupt ending here. Mathis takes a three and misses it. That may be it. The last shot of this ball game. Virginia plays true to their defensive form, and they'll knock out the 10-seeded Rutgers 67-56. An exciting first game of live sim sports comes to an end. So for now, head on over to Channel 1. I've got the call of Colorado and Providence coming up next. Auburn Liberty will start on this channel shortly as well. I'm Jake Herman saying so long for now, but don't go anywhere. Get comfortable. We got wall-to-wall basketball for you. Live Sim Sports continues next. Stick around.
And we are here live in Spokane, Washington for a match between the number 5 Auburn Tigers and number 12 Liberty Flames. I'm Mitch Lohmeyer along with Scarlet, my partners Sean Malarkey and Kieran Sheridan. And we got a good one today, folks.
What's up, gang?
Yeah, I'm excited to get after it, Mitch. We got two great teams going after it. Take you through it.
Here comes the tip, and Scotty James's tip for the Liberty Flames.
As Liberty gets the ball, looks like Auburn's run a little bit of
We got Georgie Pecate Ortiz with the ball up top. Number 11, the senior. Passes off to number 1, Caleb Holmesley, the star player for the Flames. Out to Scotty James. Scotty James backing down Austin Wiley. Pull up Jay. Ooh, Wiley the Wiley.
Is there. Yeah, Austin Wiley, the 6'11 senior from Hoover, Alabama. He's been a great player for 4 years at Auburn and outstanding this season.
Here we see Coach Richie McKay yelling at his team after Scotty James is blocked by Austin Wiley. Auburn with the ball, passing to Smear Dowdy, the Philadelphian.
Shout out Samir Dottie, Philly boy.
Dowdy the ball. Back Austin Wiley back in the post against Scotty James. Wiley still back in on the post. Back in the drive. Pull up Jay. A little bit long from McCormick. Caleb Holmes with the ball. Pull up Jay for Darius McGee. A little bit too long. Has a core with the ball up top. Dribble move. Shake and bake. Up to Javon McCormick. Passes it off to Smear Dowdy. Dowdy to drive. The take. And it doesn't go.
Questionable move by Dowdy there to pass it out. He was right under the basket. I thought he could have went up with it.
McCormick spin move. Pull up. And he gets it to go. Auburn with the first on the board. 8:40 to go. 2-0 Tigers. Pecate Ortiz to the ball.
Great last name.
Caleb Holmes up top. Out to Scotty James. Lefty J. And he got it to go. Scotty James. Young man out of Tarpon Springs, Florida. McCormick. Ball. So good with his left hand. Let's see what we can do here. Takes it to the root. Doesn't get to go.
Gets to the
Georgie Pecate Ortiz. Back to Caleb Holmesley, star player for this Flames team. Oh.
Good defense there. That's a kid I like. I've been watching him all season.
Yeah, D'Angelo Piripoy, senior out of Centerville, Alabama. Finally coming into his role here after having to sit out due to NCAA violations. Wiley doesn't get to go.
What were those NCAA violations, Mitch?
For those of you who don't know, D'Angelo Piripoy and Austin Wiley were actually accused of being paid by this Auburn team, assistant coach.
You know, I'm glad it had nothing to do with drugs, because drugs can just influence these kids' lives in such negative ways.
So. Yeah, thank God. I mean, good to see them play here as Javon McCormick gets to go.
And he got it up and in.
Georgie Pecate Ortiz the ball. Back to Darius McGee. McGee, the sophomore out of Roxbury, North Carolina. Down low to Caleb Holmesley. Pull up. Battles in and out. Smear Dowdy up to Isaac Coro. Oh, baseball throw to Javon McCormick for 3. Yes. Puppies in order. Georgie Pecate Ortiz with the ball. Scotty James. Back-to-back ASUN Player of the Year at the ball. To Caleb Holmesley. Doesn't get to go. Isaac Coro with the ball. To the paint. Oh, the poise. Doesn't get to finish. Holmesley board.
Heck of a take.
Back to Darius McGee in the corner for Georgie.
The corner! No good.
Austin Wiley up to Isaac Coro. Coro. Stop. Pop. Spin move. Oh, gets fouled. That's going to be on Elijah Covey for the first of the game.
By Elijah. Isaac.
Isaac Coro. Free throw from charity shot. Doesn't get it to go. Okoro, 65% from the line this year. Over 2 from the line. Scotty James at the board, back up to Elijah Cuffey.
Yeah, Mitch. So he may have been 65% on the year, But since he missed both of those free throws, he shot 0% from the line.
Very insightful fact, Kieran. Spin move. There's McGee, pull up. Doesn't get it to go. Isaiah Okoro with the rebound. Okoro. After Javon McCormick. McCormick, drive. Oh, doesn't get the circus light to go. Scotty James, ferocious board. Back out to Georgie Pacquiao. Tease. To Elijah Cuffey. Cuffey, blocked by McCormick. Scotty James with the follow. Doesn't get it to go. James again. Pacquiao Tease settles it down. He's 7 on the shot clock. Pull up. Doesn't get it to go. Both teams in an offensive funk right now.
Yeah, they can get something going here. I think they just need to slow the pace down of the game. It seems like they're going a little bit too fast.
I also think
the turnover.
Minimum defense has an impact on these offensive struggles.
Another turnover.
Minimum defense definitely good.
Purifoy. Unnecessary on the legs, but gets the job done. McCormick. Got the Smear-Dowdy. The centerpiece for this offense. 3 on the shot clock. Dowdy drives, pull up, gets it to go for the first score in 3 minutes for the Tigers.
Smear-Dowdy.
Call timeout.
You know, if I were to compare him to any player in the NBA, it'd be LeBron James. He can really just, this Smear-Dowdy can just ball out. I love him.
I agree, Karen. They both have very similar types of play. They can take over games whenever they want.
Absolutely.
That's a great comparison.
Perfect comparison in my eyes.
And as we see it in the stands, it looks like LeBron is actually here in attendance for the game. Maybe we can get a little shout out from LeBron during the halftime.
Who's that he's sitting next to? Is that that's AD, Anthony Davis. Got a little road trip to Spokane, Washington.
Anthony Davis, shout out Lakers. Pacquiao Ortiz, back to the game. Pacquiao Ortiz with the ball. Back out to Darius McGee. Caleb Holmesley in the post. Pull up. Flames still struggling to score. Haven't scored in nearly 4 minutes now. Smear-Dowdy pull up. Doesn't get it to go. Comes at the board. Elijah Cuffey. Nice pass to Holmesley. Doesn't get to go. Okoro with another board. Okoro. Left hand. Backs up in the post. Kick out to Austin Wiley. Wiley. 6'10 senior. Looked like a carry to me. Doesn't get the call. Doesn't get to go. Caleb Holmesley kick out to TOT's. The point guard against the center. Little Georgie against Big Austin. McGee for 3. Gets it to go, and that ends
What
the
a
Flames
pass
scoring
by little
drought.
Georgie.
Little Georgie, the facilitator for this Flames offense. Richard McKay's got to be happy with that from the senior. McCormick. Oh, turnover from McCormick. Oh, no. D'Angelo Purifoy gets the ball back. Purifoy. Look at that look on his face. The poise, the intimidation. Back down to Wiley in the post. Wiley, turnaround, Jay. No good as the shot clock expires. Holmesley at the board. Holmesley back to Pacquiao Ortiz. Tease to McGee. McGee pump fake. Back down to Maya Baxter-Bell, the 6-man for this Flames team. Doesn't get it to go. On the corner. Up the court. Pass to Smear-Dowdy. Hashtag LeBron James gets it to go.
Great pass by Javon there.
Yeah, McCormick, the senior out of New Orleans. Transfer from Lee College as a JUCO. Really providing for this Tigers team. Holmesley, the ball. Back up to Darius McGee. Spin move. Lefty doesn't get it to go. This Flames team really struggling to find any offense here as Auburn gets it back and out of transition. Kyle McCormick, top. It's a screen from Wiley. Wiley going against the point guard. Oh, the opposite hand for Austin Wiley gets to go. The right hook.
Great take by the big man. And he got it.
Back here, D's. Back out to Caleb Homesley. Left lane open. He got to go. Whoa, heat check from Baxter Bell. Gets it to go.
He check time from long range.
Onions!
McCormick.
That kind of looked
Definitely.
like Jimmer Fredette.
Ah, the late great Jimmer Fredette, BYU alum.
The Birmingham Young
Tearing up
University
the-
Mormon.
The China League.
Tearing it up over there. Dropped like 80 points in a G League game one time. Can't forget
Yeah, I
it.
heard that. Coffee.
I mean, he would go down as probably one of the greatest players of all time, don't you think?
Yeah.
I do think so.
Just his
Playing
scoring
some turnover
ability. I
games.
mean, there was no way to guard it.
He could
He
shoot,
could shoot from anywhere.
He would pull up from 70 feet out and just hit it. It's crazy.
Some subs here for the teams as Kyle Rowe comes in for the Flames.
That's just too easy there for
And Isaac Okoro.
Good.
Looks like Darius McGee is going to be taking over a point here for the Flames.
Richie McKay does not look too happy on the sidelines.
No, he does not. Oh, but I'm sure it'll warm his heart as they draw a foul from Anferne McClaymore, the senior out of Warwick, Georgia. Good take by McGee there.
Yeah, I'll
Claymore
tell you what, this
6 points a
Darius
game.
McGee, he's a small kid, 5'9". He's a sophomore, but he's really been lighting up this year for the Flames. He stepped up big this season, and he's really emerging as a team leader.
Macklemore, second free throw from the line. Was actually accepted to the MIT out of high school after scoring a perfect score in his SAT, but chose to play for the Flames and pursue his basketball career.
You love to see that. The man just committed to excellence.
And on the ball was Jalen Williams, the true freshman out of Georgia. Here we have Cambridge with the ball. Another freshman out of Tennessee. Tigers going to their bench early. Back down to Isaac Okoro. There you go. Okoro wearing number 3. I mean, one might think Samir Dowdy might get jealous considering his hero is LeBron James. Darius McGee with the ball. Back out to Maya Baxter Bell. Another heat check. Doesn't get it to go. Macklemore with the rebound. Von Cambridge. Flanagan with the ball. Flanagan. Down to Okoro. Gets it to go. Okoro, 2 points in the last 2 possessions. Becker Ortiz, 12 left to go in the shot clock and the game clock. 8 to go. Down to Baxter Bell. 5. Doesn't get to go. 3. Oh, and the foul on Brennan Nakamura, second in 1 minute. Nakamura, the senior, has always struggled with foul trouble, Coach Bruce Pearl said.
Yes, and Ferne Macklemore, not to be confused with the rapper Macklemore. 2 different people, not the same person.
That's it. Thank you for clearing that up, Kieran.
Do you think this Liberty Macklemore can rap the way?
Oh,
Macklemore
almost
we know
got to
can?
go.
All right, well, so as the first quarter comes to a close, we're going to ask everyone to please take a moment of silence to remember the late Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi and the 7 other victims of that helicopter crash.
Yeah, thank you for that tribute, Kieran. Kobe Bryant's death was a very hard time for all basketball fans and basketball enthusiasts, and we'd like to honor him right here before we start the second quarter.
Thank you for that. And those victims will never be forgotten in our hearts forever.
As we start the second quarter up, Auburn leading 19-11 over the Flames. Isaac Okoro has not sat out yet during this game. Played all 10 minutes so far. Got to Macklemore. Macklemore still playing with 2 fouls on Cambridge. To Okoro. Okoro. Jalen Williams with the ball. The freshman. Backing down the post. Lefty hook gets it to go. Sean, what did you see there from Jalen Williams?
That was a great play by Jalen. He's been playing really well. He's just been a great player all year, really. Expect nothing less.
Yeah, Bruce Pearl was talking about.
Coming in from Nahunta, Georgia. The freshman, big kid.
Oh, and we see a block there from Williams.
Williams can do it on both ends of the court.
Cambridge. Oh, Cambridge.
I
Wow.
got
Oh,
it.
Williams with the dive. Williams
And
all over the place.
coming out of Villanova a couple years ago. That could be interesting.
Elijah Cuffey doesn't get to go, but there is the follow. Ron Cambridge the ball. And Macklemore back up to Okoro. Out of
Great
bounds.
hustle. You love to see that in May.
Yeah, shout out John Roston. We finally are able to sleep. But, I mean, here we are in May, though, awake, so, you know.
So, John Rossi.
We're not asleep, so not shout out John Rothstein, maybe? John, you there?
We're actually having some technical difficulties, so we'll get back to you. John?
Yeah, hopefully we can get back to John later as the Flames talking this time out. And Steve McKay is very angry. Red, fuming from his ears. McKay, Kieran, what do you think's going on there with McKay?
I mean, how can he be happy with the performance that the Flames have been putting on so far?
They look terrible.
Absolutely horrible. I would be. Wow.
Well, let's see if these adjustments come out for the Flames. McGee taking on Jalen Williams. Williams, an early favorite for us here, announcers.
You know, Darius McGee here is doing a little bit too much, in my opinion. He's just got to dish that ball early. He's trying to do it all.
Packy Ortiz still tips offense. Oh, doesn't stand a chance. Shot clock violation for Flames. Is another turnover for the Liberty Flames. Just unacceptable.
Look at Richie on the sidelines. He is livid.
Yeah, he just threw 2 water bottles into the fans.
That is just, you just can't act that way. That's just disgraceful.
Okoro with the ball. Dribbling with the left hand like he has done the rest of this game. Doesn't get it to go. Packy Ortiz with the ball. Look at that speed. Steal from Auburn. Oh, Flanagan with the rare decision not to pass it. Flanagan out to Cambridge. Cambridge to drive. Gets it to go. As Auburn extends their lead to double digits. Kike Ortiz with the ball. Has played this entire game for the Flames. As the Flames usually done so. Flames averaging only 7 guys per game.
Yeah, that'll always come back to bite teams in the butt when they're not running too deep. Towards the end of the game, the players start to get tired, you know, and they don't have a whole lot of subs.
Here comes Scotty James, potential hero of this Flames
The
team.
lefty hook.
Scotty James, the senior out of Turpin Springs.
Like me out there with that left hand, Sean. Wouldn't you say so?
It reminded me of more of Mitchell Lohmeyer's moves in the rec days.
I appreciate that,
Yeah,
Sean.
You're probably right, but so I'm actually remind me what happened again when you got so you purple team played green team in the rec championship a couple years ago.
So I actually don't recall what happened that day. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
Sean,
remember
if I
that
recall,
morning.
you got a 102-degree fever, right?
That's okay.
I did.
I dropped
did.
20 on you guys and we won the chip. That's what.
I do remember that morning we beat our
let's
good
get back to
friend
the Sean. Come on.
Doug Campbell's team. We beat them pretty handily.
Cuffy in the low post.
Doesn't get the go. McLemore's third foul. How is Coach Bruce Pearl leaving him in the game? Cuffy at the line.
I love watching Cuffy play.
He's a great
He's a
player.
great overall player. Shares the ball with his teammates.
Scored 16 points in Liberty's conference championship win over Lipscomb.
I
Cuffy
think
really
he's one of the
a
best
senior
players in
leader.
the country. I think I saw he's projected top 10 pick.
Cambridge with the ball. Auburn letting this lead slip a little bit. Oh, it's fancy move from Isaac Okoro. Isaac Okoro really leading this Auburn team. There's McGee with the ball. McGee, number 2 in the court, but number 1 in our hearts. McGee, pop step, gets it to go. What a move.
Yeah, Darius McGee continues to impress. The
The
sophomore.
sophomore. You know, Darius McGee's actually the first person in his family to play collegiate level basketball, so
Yeah.
shout out to McGee's.
Good for him. Wow.
And as we can see, his mom there, so happy to be his mom in the court right behind the Liberty bench. Shout out Mrs. McGee.
Yeah, I actually caught up with Mrs. McGee before the game, and she said, quote, "I'm so happy to be Darius's mom," end quote.
Liberty the ball. Scotty James, the lefty. Backing up Austin Wiley, lefty hook. Doesn't get it to go. You know, Scotty James actually told us before the game that his childhood hero was LeBron James. Coincidence there at the last name James? I think not. Okoro. Whoa, fancy move from Okoro.
Ronnie James. He's not LeBron James' son. No, they're not related.
No, not really. Darius can get the ball. Looks tired out there. McKay might take him out soon. Takes it out to Kyle Road. 3-second violation of Scotty James. Scotty, that just can't be happening.
Discipline.
Some subs for the Auburn Tigers. Looks like Tigers might try and get some of their stars out here. Javon McCormick coming back in, along with Samir Dottie and Dangel Parafoy.
Yeah, I think so far, in order for Liberty to really get something going, they've really got to get Samir Dottie more involved into this game, and I think that'll allow them to progress.
Javon McCormick, pull up, doesn't get to go. Caleb Holmesley with the board. Caleb Holmesley, the redshirt senior out of Indian Trail, North Carolina. Samir Dottie at the board. Back out to Javon McCormick. McCormick drives, gets it to go. Auburn says their lead to 12 with 4 minutes to go before half. McGee still in the court. He drives right past McCormick. McCormick with the steal though. Fell too antsy there, McCormick. As he runs out of bounds and turns the ball back over to Liberty Flames as Elijah Cuffey subs out for Maya Baxter-Bell. Liberty Flames.
Maya Baxter-Bell. So this is an interesting player here out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I mean, this kid he's been on the team for 4 years now, and he's just really waited for his role to develop, and it's starting to come out more this season. But he's just a practice guy who is always giving it his best, giving the starters the works.
Yeah, Baxter-Bell actually almost never even came to Liberty when he was a junior in high school. Former Radford coach Kyle Getter, now assistant coach for the Flames, recruited him when he's at Radford, but took Baxter-Bell with him to Liberty. True story. Oh, and Dowdy with the jam. LeBron James, like. McGee at the ball. So Auburn's starting to climb away this. One would think Caleb Holmesley does something for Liberty Flames. Oh, just as I said, Scotty James with the jam.
Poor communication on defensive end by Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn a little too excited there. Still a whole lot of game left to play. Alan Flanagan with the ball. With the Dangel Parafoy.
Looks like Liberty's in a little right now.
Oh, as Dowdy gets to the hoop. Dowdy heating up, 8 points.
It can play.
Darius McGee with the ball.
The more I watch this,
Baxter-Bell, the 6th man.
the more I watch this Doughty kid, the more it reminds me of LeBron James. It's incredible.
Really amazing.
And one would think this game has to have improved his draft stock. Dan jump here, boy.
Dominating a Liberty team like this.
And Liberty 30-4. Oh, Dowdy really pounding it in now.
This kid is incredible.
My goodness. I mean, if you were to take the talents of Michael Jordan and LeBron James, put them together, I mean, you were just getting Samir Dowdy. Oh, and the big
James.
Scotty James.
Scotty James, 2-time All-Atlantic Sun first-team player. Transferred to Liberty as a sophomore after playing his freshman year at Bradley University. James's mom, Dr. Christy James, brought up to Scotty when he was a freshman to transfer to Liberty. And Scotty, listen. Shout out Dr. Christy James.
Love you, Chrissy.
Hey. Hey.
Timeout for the Liberty Flames here. Trying to get their act together before halftime. As we have a little court. What is this on the court? What's happening?
T-shirt toss, it looks like.
Those T-shirts? Yeah, let me go over here, huh?
I'd like a t-shirt.
Oh, thank
That guy is a cannon.
So,
Oh, no,
you.
it is
I mean,
weird.
that honestly reminds me of a young in the 5th grade musical.
Sean,
Dancing.
take me through here what you think Liberty key components that they need to improve on in order to get this win.
Their offensive fluidity. They're very staticky on the offensive end. It's really just Pacheco Ortiz trying to do it all, but that clearly cannot work. On the defensive end, maybe they switch from the minimum to a little 2-3 zone. Maybe just switch things up a little bit.
Sean, would it be too much to say for Liberty to move to the man-to-man zone?
You know, Jim Fox once said, man-to-man zone is what wins conference championships. So, I think it could work. I don't know. Maybe
with the 3 and a couple
maybe
of 12.
when you interview Richie McKay at half, Kieran, you can give him the idea.
Purifoy with the ball. Top. Goes back down to Javon McCormick. McCormick using his left hand, the speedy. Oh, rebound. Little Georgie. Turning the big Georgie there. Becky Ortiz. Top the ball. Sky James pick and roll. Liberty cuts the lead to 10 with 22 seconds to go. One would think Auburn would hope for the last shot here. Kieran, who do you think takes in this last shot?
I mean, the easy decision here is going to be to go with McCormick. So we'll see.
I think it has to be Dottie.
See Dottie in the corner,
Yeah.
McCormick.
We'll see.
7 to go. McCormick. 5 to go. Out to Allen Flanagan. Flanagan, the runner. Oh, foul went
Great
back to
take.
Bell. Great take down the half. Flanagan, the freshman out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Brother Wes Flanagan was actually a 4-year starter at Auburn from 1993 to 1997. Shout out Wes. See, keep right on both.
Stan's here tonight with us. How you doing, Wes?
At the halftime, the Auburn Tigers lead 44-32 over the Liberty Flames, and Richie McKay's episode at halftime. Kieran here, we're gonna hand it over to Kieran on his interview with Richie McKay. Let's see what McKay has to say. Kieran?
Yeah, so I just had the chance to speak with Coach McKay as he headed to the locker room, and as I approached him, he said, quote, "Get that mic the F out of my face," and proceeded to head to the locker room. So you can see a lot of frustration from the Liberty Flames. So we'll see how they can get it together.
Liberty Flames, the only losses coming on the road as they were undefeated at home. Maybe this outside environment, outside of Liberty, could be, say, dangerous for Richie McKay and the team.
Mitch, I just spoke to Auburn head coach Bruce Pearl, and he said he thought they honestly played horrible, but he didn't realize Liberty was this bad.
Wow.
So hopefully they can just
Disrespect.
keep playing.
Not from Coach Bruce Pearl. Did you happen to interview assistant coach Coach Prue or no?
I did not get the chance. I tried to grab him the last second, but he told me to get the F off him. So I just let him be.
Well, as you know, Coach Prue is father of Madison Prue, a Bachelor winner. You ever see Madison in the stands? Madison, hello?
Woo! Hey, Madison.
Hello.
I don't see Peter, though. I wonder what's going on there. Maybe we can get Madison a little
Yeah, man.
third quarter interview, see where Peter is.
Yeah, so while we have a couple more minutes here, I just want to get your guys' opinion on the oh, then here we are, back to the game.
It's Auburn. McCormick. The senior. McCormick. Nice pass to Austin Wiley. Back up to Purifoy. Purifoy.
You got to take that strong, Wiley.
Dowdy really came alive in the second quarter for this Tigers offense. Dowdy pull up again. Doesn't get to go.
You won't see that often.
Yeah,
Already missing a shot like that.
we make those.
Georgie with the ball. Georgie's. As Holmesley open in the corner. Oh, and the Auburn players seem to. Oh, Holmesley.
Got it.
A big stare at the Auburn bench as Holmesley hits the three from the corner. Coro back up to Purifoy. Before taking it to the hoop. Steal from Caleb Holmesley, heating up. The Atlantic Sun Player of the Year. Scotty James with the ball. Back at the Holmesley. Holmesley with the take. Oh, doesn't get to go. First down, Austin Wiley. As ref Bob McCullis makes the call. Shout out Bob. We here at are a big fan of Bob McCullis, great referee.
Yeah, great referee. Nothing like the notorious Tim Donaghy rigging games to profit himself and others.
Bob and Tim, great duo. As Holmesley gets the first to fall. Holmesley, senior out of Indian Trail, North Carolina, standing at 6'6". Tore the ligament in his right knee sophomore season, and has been on the recovery since, but finally getting back into his true freshman year form. Dowdy, lefty floater. Oh, Purefoy doesn't get the foul to go. Holmesley seems the all of the court this quarter. Value.
Samir's just all over the place.
Coro going up for the slam.
That is puppies in order.
Whoa.
Whoa.
McGee with the ball. McGee down to Holmesley. Oh, what a move from Holmesley. Replicating the old Mamba back in the day. Liberty looking last in the NBA in assists per game at 13.3, but already at 10 tonight. Cormac pull up, looking at the ball. Scotty James, monster rebound. Out to Packy Ortiz. Pass to Holmesley. Holmesley gets it to go. This Liberty offense looking a lot different than the first half, Sean. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they're not dependent on Pacheco Ortiz or not. They're definitely looking more fluid. Let's see if they can keep it up.
One can definitely. Oh, it's steal. Georgie at the ball. Georgie pushing it in the court.
Big possession for the Liberty Flames here.
Did they switch to a man-to-man zonal defense? I couldn't tell.
It's what it looks like a little bit, Sean.
It seems like it's working.
And here's
Scotty James. Oh, doesn't take the open shot. 7 o'clock from the shot clock. Georgie for 3. Oh,
here's what's
a big one.
too much again. I hate this kid.
As Okoro gets it to go, Liberty possession wasted, but let's see if McKay's offense get it back on. Liberty down by 8, 7 to go in the third quarter. Scotty James silent here in the past 2 quarters after a monstrous first quarter.
Yeah, besides that one lefty hook that reminded me of Mitchell Lohmeyer, he hasn't had much going.
I think of me is what you meant there, Sean.
No, there's more Mitchell Lohmeyer.
Dowdy at the ball in the corner, Dowdy pull up. You just know that was going in once left his hands.
He's just so good.
However, I think his foot might have been on the line. Can we get a... Oh, yep. The ref signals for a recheck there.
No, that's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
I was watching his foot. That was 52.
I've actually never seen more of a three-pointer in my life than that.
He couldn't have been deeper. It's impossible.
Dowdy taking over this game. It's like even in the second quarter. It's Auburn extends the lead at 13.
Shooting 64% from the field.
16 points in 18 minutes. McGee crossover. Drawing Wiley second. McGee shooting 95% from the foul line on the year. Gets to go.
What's he shooting on the year, Mitch?
95% from the foul line, it looks like. McGee, yep. Oh.
Yeah, so he's going to be 50% on that set of free throws, Mitch, because he made one and then missed one.
That will be right. Definitely going to hurt his total. Wiley, lefty hook. Doesn't get to go.
See, Kieran, that reminded me of your lefty hook when they don't sing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Georgie, 1 of 7 during the game.
Of course. Fighting shooting, too.
Oh, great backdoor
What a
from McGee.
Great pass.
Good luck, Georgie.
That's why I'm just such a big fan of his play style.
Liberty down 10 as Auburn has the ball. Coro. Doesn't get the lefty hook to go. Austin Wiley off the board. Liberty finally crowds the ball. Elijah Cuffey. The paint. McGee gets it to go. Liberty cuts the lead to single digits. Austin Wiley, 1 of 6 from the field. Cormick. Back up to Okoro. Okoro uses the lefty screen. Can't finish it off his hand, but there is McLemore to follow. McGee, the leader of this offense, seemingly having played this entire game. Liberty, we mentioned their 7-man rotation earlier. Kyle Rowe up top. The freshman from Western Kentucky passes off to McGee. McGee for 3. Doesn't get it to go. Don McCormick with the ball. McCormick spin move. Euro. Doesn't get it to go. McGee with the acrobatic save. Kicks it to Elijah Cuffey. Cuffey. Yeah, that's just selfish basketball. Wiley at the jam. It's just Auburn team's trying to climb with it. Sean, what are you saying from this Liberty offense here?
They're starting to go back to their static offense. They're just not passing and cutting. They're not finding the open man. And their defense, it looks like they went back to the man-to-man. I can't really tell, but I think if they go back to man-to-man zone, that might help. Or 2-3. But that's for Richie McKay to decide.
And Richie does not look happy inside right now.
Richie now is that getting into it with one of his teammates? One of his
A shove. Whoa.
This is just getting out of hand.
Is out of hand. Shout out Tom Izzo.
Why?
After Tom Izzo shoved one of his players this year, received a lot of criticism, but
Forgot about that.
yeah. Get back to the Big Ten, Kieran. Al Flanagan at the ball top. Flanagan. Freshman at Little Rock. That's on McCormick. McCormick gives up an open 3. Oh, takes the long 2 though. That's just terrible offense. Oh, Wiley with the and-1 slam.
It's Liberty basketball.
Liberty's got a box out defense.
Far here.
Austin
Giving up
Wiley.
way too many offensive boards.
Poor basketball from Liberty reminds me of the Nebraska Cornhuskers and what they produce on the basketball court.
That is right, Kieran.
Unnecessary
That's right.
jab at the Cornhuskers and Fred Hoiberg. As the Cornhuskers actually look to make the tournament next season.
Yeah, I think so. That'd be rich.
We're on the corner. Or Austin Wiley.
Up and in.
U17 FIBA World Cup in 2016. And declared
to come out here. The big fella.
Auburn out its biggest lead at 16. McGee's have to do something here. That's just not it. Flanagan at the rebound. Flanagan. Wiley heating up.
Yeah, Wiley with the 7'5" wingspan and the 9'3" standing reach is just incredible.
Yeah, averaging almost a double-double this senior season, 10.6 a game and 9.3 rebounds per game.
No, I'm seeing here, Mitch, is actually 10.7 points per game, so I don't know where you're getting your stats.
Yeah,
from.
I did see that, Mitch.
You're going to have to want to check those.
One can say not to trust ESPN. Terrible sports network. Back to the game. Auburn with the ball up top. Okoro driving down. Okoro lefty doesn't get to go. Holmesley out to Cuffey. Nice pass to McGee. Liberty cuts the lead to 14. And this has got to be the stretch where Liberty cuts the lead. They're going to have a chance to win this basketball game. Running into Okoro. Wiley with the ball. Wiley to Okoro. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. 4, 3, Okoro. Nothing to do. Have to yuck it up. Doesn't get to go.
Great
Holmesley
defense by Liberty.
seeming to catch fire. Georgie's not passing the ball.
So classy.
Holmesley for 3. Doesn't get to go. Baxter Bell doesn't get to go either. Auburn back in transition. McCormick. Dribble moves. McCormick doesn't get to go, but Wiley's there for the rebound and gets it to go. Wiley taking over this game. I just don't know if Liberty's going to be able to stop him. We're going to seconds on the game clock. Auburn should get the last shot here. Coro pushing it up.
Looks like they will not be deciding to hold for the last one. Interesting.
McCormick. Fancy pass to, turnover. McCormick going cold. Holmesley, pull up J.
They're playing so fast.
5 to go. 5, 4, 3. Okoro. Last second shot.
That is
And he gets it up and in.
double order.
Tough third quarter for the Flames. See if we can get an interview with head coach Richie McKay again here. Kieran, what do you say, Richie?
Rich, you there?
Seems as we're having technical difficulties again. As another core performance from the Backstreet Boys. Fourth quarter starting here. Holmes lead the ball. Liberty's got to have a strong fourth quarter here. Of course, historic comeback. I just don't know what the Flames have in them. Baxter Bell has
And that'll
the
help.
shot they need.
That'll help. See if they can get something going here to start the fourth quarter.
Baxter Bell's second 3 of the game. Cormack. Back out to Dottie. Dottie silent as of late. Spin move. Pull up.
There we go.
Scotty James back on the court. James, favorite here. Actually a fan of the Cavaliers, while his rest of the family is a fan of the Chicago Bulls. Questionable decision from Scotty, but nonetheless, we still love him. Georgie with the ball. He takes up the shot clock. Georgie, Purefoy the steal. Purefoy pushing up the court. Liberty Flames, as you can see there, 12 turnovers per game. Should one of the best
Boy, the Bulls
in
are.
the NBA. But 11 already tonight. Roger Cuffy. Alley-oop to Scotty James. The White Mamba. Scotty James, the slam. Scotty James could be the key to this comeback, as well as a key to his draft stock improving from first round pick to potential lottery pick. Sean, lottery pick? Scotty James, maybe?
That is what I heard. I heard he's climbing up draft boards fastly. NBA teams love his talent.
Once the Boston Celtics are interested. Caleb Holmes did ball top. Holmes, as we mentioned, was the Atlantic Sun Player of the Year this year. Transferred. Was actually suggested by Coach Richie McKay his freshman year to transfer to a Division II school, but Holmes told him no. He stayed. So look at him now.
Heart right there. That's what we like to call grit from the kid.
Oh, the nice pass. Baxter Bell. Misses the easy puppy.
Yeah, you got to have that one, Mitch, if you want to come back in this game. I'll tell you what.
Purefoy. McCormick. Oh, swatted away by Holmesley. A fan from behind us saying nonsense. I don't know what that was. As Liberty calls timeout here. The Flames have got to get together.
Another t-shirt toss coming here. Let's hope I can get one this time. This dude doesn't throw like a little...
And, okay, looks like one's coming your way.
Nope, fell short. That's, yep. This dude just can't throw, can he?
Kieran, are you having trouble seeing these shirts? Because they are red and green.
I'm able to see him completely fine. I don't see why I'm able to see him.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Wait, Kieran, you do know what color Liberty is, correct?
Yes, I do, Sean. I'm aware.
What color?
They are red.
Okay, thank you.
Viewers, if we'd like to bring us up to donate to the Colorblind Foundation, actually founded by Kieran, as very insecure about it's a foundation for people who are insecure about their colorblindness.
Yeah, so I'm just looking to give back to the community. And I'm just not insecure about my colorblindness, but other people are. So
First step of grief is always an out here. As Liberty chucks up a three, doesn't hit. Scotty James at the board. Caleb Helmsley up top. Helmsley to the paint. Pull up. Doesn't get it to go. This Liberty team is
Questionable shot there by Helmsley. Not when you knew he'd been down 13.
This 30 team's getting antsy, knowing their season might come to an end. A historic season, if that, after achieving more than 27 wins program history. Shout out Liberty 2019-2020 team. From Wiley with the crazy shot.
it's a board. He gets it up and in.
Wiley really starting to take over his game. Wiley's mom, Vicky Orr, and dad, Aubrey Wiley, actually attended Auburn and both played basketball at Auburn. Vicky won a gold medal with the U.S. national team in 1990. Shout out Vicky.
Vicky.
Cormick, ice cold. Heads up to Dowdy. Dowdy, the man this team can always rely on.
He is incredible.
The touch off the glass. Gets it up and in.
Has there been any word on a possible interaction between he and LeBron after the game?
There may be.
I could set that up. Yeah, I'll go talk to my boy Bron. See what's good.
Purefoy with the ball. Purefoy going coast to coast, kicks out there, Coro. One might think Auburn might slow up the pace here, trying to hold this lead. Purefoy with McCormick. McCormick. Oh, shove off. Foul on Scotty James. Well, I don't know about that one. In comes Darius McGee for Baxter Bell. Cormick, the line. Man, I thought this would be a great time to bring up Sean. I heard before the game, I heard someone walk by and call you Dean. Is this a development? Have you changed your name?
I have not changed my name officially to Dean. Some do like to call me that. I don't know why. I really don't. But yeah, no. Dean is not my name.
Do you like being called Dean better than Sean?
When I'm on the basketball court, because then, especially in my rec coaching days, some will compare me to Dean Smith. But other than that,
Great coach.
I don't like being called Dean.
I don't see that in most.
I do. I got it a few times. People would accidentally call me Dean
Could
when I was
be.
coaching.
Auburn extending their largest lead to the game to 19. This one's looking
Here comes Georgia.
no good for Liberty.
Probably trying to pull up.
McGee on the back move. Scotty James out of nowhere.
What a beast.
Scotty James, fan favorite here, averaging double points per game his past 3 seasons.
That
He's heating
play
up
itself might get him to the top 5 pick in the draft.
I mean, one might think so.
Take 20 points. And as I say that, MVP chants are now breaking out into the crowd. Just absolutely incredible stuff.
Even LeBron James is on his feet.
Dowdy flashing up a money sign that might look like what Johnny Manziel used to do, maybe? Do we see Johnny in the stands right now?
Money party question?
Is he communicating to Johnny Manziel right now? Is Johnny Manziel in the stands? And does anyone have any eyes on Johnny?
I do. There's Johnny right there. I got him.
Yeah, I found him. I found him.
It is Johnny basketball,
Two.
folks. Johnny basketball. Dowdy, I mean, who knew they were friends?
Dowdy's friends with everybody is what I'm hearing.
Dowdy. I mean, maybe we can get a potential conference call between Johnny, LeBron, and Dowdy.
That'd be. I don't know if. I mean, I think Dowdy at this point might be too big for us. I don't think he's bigger than LeBron and Manziel.
Holmesley getting desperate. Oh, this is just terrible basketball. Purifoy chucking up an unnecessary 3 minutes to go. Back up to Georgie. Georgie doing everything he can for this team. His last game, senior. As this Liberty team knows this might be their time on a collegiate level court. Coro.
I don't know, Mitch. I wouldn't count these Flames out.
These Flames never do give up.
They did come back down 30 with 5 minutes left against Radford in the season.
It did, and
They're down 30, end up winning by 5.
Did they really?
were there any? I mean, I know there were certain players in that game that definitely stood out to you, but any players in that game that stood out to you, specifically on Radford?
Leroy Butts. He was a phenomenal player. His leadership is really.
All right, enough of this Radford talk. And there goes Georgie Ortiz chucking up a terrible 3, per usual. He is just shooting terribly. He plays poorly.
And we're under the 2-minute mark for this game, and here comes the subs for Liberty. Liberty takes the ball back. Darius McGee. I mean, these players aren't going to want to call the court. This is their last time on a collegiate level court. 1.5 minutes to go.
Not true. Darius McGee's actually a sophomore, so he will be back.
Oh, the rest of the team.
No.
Dowdy with the ball. Cormick.
Shot fake.
And just disappointing bench presence from the Liberty team as we see number 35, number 5 crossing their arms and leaning back in their seats.
I think Richie McKay's walking out of the stadium. Right? Do I see that right?
He's exiting the building, folks. This is absolutely just some bad boys Pistons type deal right here. Speaking of, so Mitch and Sean, can I get your guys' take on the first 4 episodes of the Last Dance documentary?
I thought the 48 hours vacation Dennis Rodman got was much needed. I think Samir Dowdy has. I think he deserves to get that 48 hours as well.
I mean, he deserves everything. He deserves the world.
Yeah.
All of my children.
Or the animal on, and that could have been Cuffy's last foul of his collegiate level career.
I love you, Cuffy.
This just in, Cuffy will be 5th yearing at the University of Villanova University, excuse me. So it will not be his last collegiate game.
Interesting. Well, Cuffy is a junior, so one would wonder how he would 5th year. But crazy things have happened. As Auburn will look to dribble this one out. As Auburn cruising on to the round of 32. Coach Bruce Pearl and Madison Prue Bachelor winner.
Put up a shot.
We were hoping, and that's the game. Auburn 84, Liberty 60. Just no sponsorship from this Liberty offense.
Who would you say your player of the game, presented by Barstool Sports, is?
Sean, you there?
Oh, sorry, some technical difficulties. It has to be Samir Dowdy. He really had some LeBron James-esque moves. Yeah, has to go to Samir.
We think that this moment to shout out seniors Scotty James, Caleb Holmesley, Georgie Paquet Ortiz on a fine record-breaking season. And not the exit they were looking for, but nonetheless a great regular season. And it's going to be it from us, folks. Auburn 84, Liberty 60 at the Tigers.